Hello and welcome YouTube. This is a special video, a little celebratory video to celebrate getting up to 200 subscribers, and a little thank you to everybody who's commented, liked, or even just watched my videos. Really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I just want to big up a few people, name a few names. You've got to shout outs to David, aka Supper Classic. We've got Andy Garrow, of course, Hero. Don't forget Steve Simpson, Judas Iscariot. We've got Electro Noiser, big up I Faber, DJ Jupp, Howie Man, big up Bunk Porters. That was a terrible Geordie accent, I do apologise. We've got Crybo, Mr. Boxed, Wolfclaw, Tractors 12, anybody else as well out there who has commented or been in any way interactive on my YouTube channel. Really appreciate it. It means it does genuinely means a lot to me. So thank you everybody. Don't forget, there is a sample pack. The link is in the description of this video. A sample pack contains samples from my synths and drum machines, run through outboard gear. These are exclusive samples used on my tracks, and there's drum kits, there's synth sounds, there's loops, there's weird effects. They're all sounds that I've made or programmed, the synth sounds, so they're fairly exclusive, won't be found anywhere else. If you ever use them, let me know. Show me your tracks that you've done with them. I'd be made up to hear any of those. So let me know if you do use it. That'd be great. Let's get on with the studio tour. Here we go. Let's start off over here. We got the Dell laptop running Ableton Live 9, plus a load of free plugins. Haven't paid for any plugins, but yeah, it's you gotta love Ableton. Really great way of creating music. Talking of great ways of creating music, we've got the Akai MPC 2000. This has been the building block, the cornerstone, the foundations of my music production for the last 2 or 3 years. From 1995, super gritty sounding. Tend to use the sampler more, the sequencer more than the sampler on this one. You can use it to run all my synths. Been using that, love it. Absolutely classic piece of kit. Down here, we've got essential for any 1990s hardware user. You've got to have your 1.44 megabytes floppy disks. Essential pieces of equipment. Over here we've got a few CDs. We've got Kenny Larkin. Got the Electroids. What else have we got? New Lego Well album, very good, recommended. And we've got a UT33E MIDI controller, which doesn't really get used very often. Sometimes use it to control the Blofeld. Moving on to the monitors. KRK Rocket 6s, been using them for a while. Seem to sound okay. The acoustics in this room aren't great because I haven't put anything on the walls to absorb the sounds, but yeah, I guess I'm used to it now. Here we got the Native Instruments Audio Control 1, that's my audio interface connected to the laptop. Been using that for years and years, seems to work okay. I'd like to upgrade it one day when I get some more money. Okay, moving on swiftly to the mixing desk at Allen Heath Z24. Got loads of channels, nice 3-band EQ with a swept mid. Got 4 sends for your effects. I've got mute buttons, nice long throw faders. It's a great sounding desk. Loads of inputs and outputs. Yeah, really good piece of kit, solid piece of kit. Okay, onto the rack. Up top, we have got the Waldorf Pulse, which is a pretty fat sounding analog monosynth. At the moment, unfortunately, one of the oscillators has died, so it's just running on 2 oscillators, but it still sounds okay. Underneath we got the Lexicon MX200, which is a multi-effects unit. It's not my favourite piece of kit. Doesn't sound fantastic, I have to say. I use the spring reverb and the delays quite a bit, but yeah, not my favourite. Underneath, nostalgia really. I still keep this one, the Zoom Studio 1201, another multi-effects unit. Bought it from Cash Converters back in the day when I was about 15 or 16. One of the first pieces of hardware I owned, so I hold on to it. I use it occasionally. The delay is quite nice. The reverb, very grainy. Okay. we've got a new piece of kit. Yeah, Akai MPC 1000. I've been cheating on my MPC 2000 with this newer, slicker model. Really, just getting my head around it at the moment. It's quite a deep bit of kit. Really good sequencer. Favourite feature so far is the ability to plug it into your computer via USB and dump your samples onto it, which is a really slick way of getting your samples. So much easier than floppy disk drives. Still trying to get my head around it. It's a lot of features which I haven't yet delved into. Over here, the Korg Monotron for making those sort of blips and bloops and weird sounds. Good, useful little bit of cheap kit. It's also got a filter. You can run external gear through it if you want, which is a nice little feature I use sometimes. Very important piece of kit. The Kenton MIDI through 5. This allows me to split the MIDI signal that comes out of the MPC so it can control all of the synths at the same time. Really useful, essential if you're running a lot of hardware and don't want to daisy chain everything, or can't daisy chain everything. Here we've got the MFB 522. This is essentially a clone of the TR-808. It's an analog drum machine, use it a lot, really nice. Deep booming basses. Over here, the Me Blip, something I haven't used a lot. It's a monophonic digital synth. Picked it up for 45 quid on eBay, so I can't really complain. Here we've got the sampling setup, I guess. So we've got the Technics 1200s. It hasn't got a cartridge at the moment, so can't do any sampling. But I've just got a cheapo Stanton DJ mixer if I do need to take anything off vinyl. Moving over here, we've got some guitar pedals. We've got, first off, the Electro Harmonics Memory Man with Hazarai. Fantastic sounding delay and reverb unit. Gets used on every track I do basically. Really good. Currently at the minute the Blofeld is running into it and then into the input on the MPC 1000. We've also got Behringer Ultra Tremolo, which I tend to run the DX100 through there. Nice tremolo effect. And after watching the Lego Welt Future Music Studio Tour, he was talking about running drum machines through this pedal, so we decided to pick one up. It sounds, really makes a real dirty sound. Nice little compression sustainer CS3 by Boss. On to the keyboards. Got the rack here. Two-tier rack. Up top we've got techno in the 90s. It's the Yamaha DX100. Well known, well loved FM synth, so it gives a bit of a different flavour to the other synths I've got. It's not easy to program, but you can make some really beautiful sounds with it. It's very well beloved by techno producers back in the day. Underneath we've got the Roland Alpha Juno 1, which is it gives you those classic Roland sounds. I guess probably the poor man's Juno 106 or Juno 6, but really nice synth. I usually program it via MIDI Quest on the laptop, so I don't have to get stuck into all this button pushing and data wheel twirling. Fantastic sounding synth, really some beautiful tones you can get from it. Really one of my other favourites. Finally, I can't forget the Waldorf Blofeld, fantastic value for money, multi-timbral digital synth. Does a lot of stuff, does subtractive, does wave tables, does a little bit of FM, very versatile, very deep, really great synth. Probably one of my favourite synths, I guess. Really get stuck into programming that sometimes and making patches. Great fun. And really one of my favourites. Okay, now the bits of the studio you don't normally see. That's the door. Over here there's a load of cables. Got a sofa with a nice owl cushion on for sitting down watching watching videos or whatever on the laptop. And over here, you just caught sight of it, it's the fish tank. This is what keeps me calm in the studio if I need to relax, you know, come in, watch the fish, and yeah, helps me to make my Drexciya beats when I get inspired and look at the underwater worlds, I guess. Yeah, so that's the fish tank. What else we got? A broken, dysfunctional Akai S3000 XL. Bought it on eBay, doesn't work unfortunately, and I never got around to sending it back, so it's just resting underneath the desk at the minute. Finally, this another nostalgic piece of equipment. My controller keyboard, which my mum and dad bought me as a birthday present when I was 16. Been using it for years and years and years, and it's cheap and okay, does the job. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Massive thanks to all my regular watchers and viewers. Hope you've enjoyed the studio tour. Here's to getting another 200 subscribers, so it'll be fantastic. Thank you, and I'll see you again next time.